So today we will be going through the purchase order migration, which is our open data, and then we'll proceed. We'll see if we can have time. We can load the contact also. But for loading the open data, I don't think so. Contact is required. So yesterday we have seen we have loaded supplier, we have loaded their address, we have loaded the site, and we have loaded the site assignment. And contact we could not able to load because by that time it was already more than 2 hours, right? So we left contact to be loaded. So I have all the privileges available for the procurement. Yeah, we have already related to purchase requisition agreement, purchase order, and all these stuffs. So, right, we know the process right now. Let's execute it right from there. So we need to download the purchase order FBDI template from the screen. So we'll just take it from till here. We'll go ahead with the procurement. Get started with file-based data import. Yeah, so you can see here, if you wanted to download, migrate any BPA, blanket purchase agreement, you need this particular template. And for, so we have purchase order, we have BPA, we have a CPA also, contract purchase agreement. So based on the business requirement, if they are also having the contract purchase agreement, will choose accordingly whatever FBDI is needed. So we'll this time we'll select this particular FBDI. So purchase order, imp import template, and you can see here what are the table is needed. So these are the interface table and the schedule processes input orders. And these there are four as we know, right? Like we have a header, we have a line, and we have a line locations and the distributions, right? So
Hello.
hello, yes, Sindhu.
Uh, Gansham, I think you have not switched on the recording.
It's I think I know it's already started recording, Sindhu.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
working.
Okay. Yeah.
Yesterday, hope you got the recording, right? Just let me know.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I got it.
Yeah. So I'll just go back. I'll create one folder related to purchase order. So we'll just have a review of all the tabs for the purchase order migration. Okay, so like purchase order data into the purchasing table, like so we'll generate this CSV file when needed. So I'm not going to generate now. We'll make some changes as per the requirement. Right. So we have like header, we have line location, and we have distributions in the same FBDI template. So we'll see here some of the columns as I already informed, right? Whichever is having the star is important. So we'll check if there are any, LOV is available or not. So we can see here in supplier, we used to have the create, and here we have the original and the update. So it means like it's a same create and update. Okay. But instead of like create, they are using the original, but it's the same. And we have the interface header key, like for an example, you are moving from the EBS instance. So if you wanted to have the whatever the header ID, right, purchase order header ID, that will going to be filled over here. Or you can have any any unique number that you wanted to create in the fuser. And then we have the batch ID, right? So this header information which should be also available over here, in your line, that basically going to talk about related to this interface line, interface header ID. You can see here connected to the line, and the line will again connected to the line location. You can see here. So this is, we need to be little careful while we are loading the data from the any third party instance. So you should have all the mapping data available over here. And then finally, you see here the line location is mapped with the interface line key, and this line location key will be mapped with the interface distribution key. You can see here. So this is the mapping from one page to another page, from header to line, and line to location, location to distribution. So let's go back to header interface table, and then we'll see. So we have the document type, which is again this document type code will talk about whether it is a purchase order, or whether it is a blanket, or it is a contract purchase order. So for FBDI, as we are loading the purchase order, so this particular document will always be having a standard, right? And the procurement BU here is a vision operation. Oh, give me a second. Yeah, I'm sorry. And so we'll change this procurement BU as per yesterday's one. We'll see here. Yeah, this is the BU we were using, right, for our suppliers. So I'll just say this one because we have the access for this BU. So this is, so we have the procurement BU. We will be having also the requisitioning BU, and then sold to legal entity. It's a like these are optional. If you wanted to add, you can add, else you can leave it. Yeah, buyer is important. So we'll just go back to the our screen, and we'll create one purchase order from the front end, and accordingly the buyers and all those things we will be creating accordingly. Okay. So we'll go to the purchase order. Yeah, we'll see here. Okay, and the supplier AT&T. Okay, we'll take any other supplier, whichever is available.
पापा
Hmm.
सॉफ्टवेयर में जा सकते हैं सॉफ्टवेयर में जा सकते हैं
जाओ. Okay, I'll just select any one of them. And this is the buyer, so we'll take this buyer only. Okay. This is the buyer. So I'll just create. Okay, and we have the ABC. Okay, one second. Let me create first. Accordingly, we will fill the data so that there will be a no failure, or even if there is any failure, we'll look into the report, error report. Yeah, so this is the procurement BU, right? And we have not added any item. We'll add the item. So I'll just fill the header level at this moment. So instead of this BU, I'll provide this BU. Okay. Sold to legal entity. Yeah, same thing. So need to be little careful. Yeah, bill to BU. Bill to BU is this one. Yeah, buyer. So this is the buyer we have loaded. And then, nothing is, okay, we have the additional informations here. So you see, we have created one DFF last day, but those seems like it's not mandatory. Right, we're creating the purchase order, so that's fine. Okay. And we'll see what are the things are there. So we have the description is fine. But yes, bill to SIP to is important here. And it should be, available bill to SIP to. So we'll see here what is the okay, bill to is this one. We'll take that to bill to. We'll select the same SIP to also. Okay, and the supplier we have chosen is this one. One second. Okay, site is this one, ABCNYC. So most of the time, it get fails if you don't have the site assignment, or supplier site is created or address is created, or any issue with the supplier. Also, your purchase order load will get failed. So yeah, FOB, if you are passing any FOB, those needs to be already defined in the system, but it is not the mandatory column. Freight terms, peon code, payment terms. So not sure whether payment terms is defined or not. That we will look into, but we need to check whether the payment term is defined or not. So, and these are the default buyer is fine. Yeah, note to fire, and the attribute, if you are passing anything, you can add it. And the date, as I always mention, right, the date should be like in YYY, MM, and DD format. In as per FBDI, they are allowing in that format. All right. So whatever the DFF you have, you can add it. So these are the few of the steps which is mandatory. So I'll make it as a ABC1. Okay. I'll not make any other change. DEF1. And in PO, like, okay, here batch ID also I'll change. Because it's a number is only allowed in supplier. We have given the alphanumerical it was taking, but here in this sheet in purchase order only numeric is allowed. So what I'll do is I'll give today's date like 20 12 26, right? This is the batch ID, will pass it. Yeah. But this is the reference to your next sheet. So we have ABC1 and DEF1. State of 1, ABC, yeah, I'll say 5. So there are two purchase orders should be created. Yeah, order, if you wanted to give, you can give the order number, okay, so that we will be knowing what is the order is getting created. So I'll say EBS, okay, underscore 1010, and I'll just give EBS underscore 1011. Okay, these two order we will be going to create. Okay, what happened? Okay, okay, this is fine. Uh, Now we'll go to the line level. So ABC5 and DEF5. So ABC5, this is 5. So now it is taking ABC1 and DEF1, DEF2. Okay, so I'll just, instead of that, okay, okay, let it be like this. Okay, yeah, we have to make proper so that it will be not issue. So what I'll do is, here I'll say PO header. Okay, PO HDR, let it be one only, let it be one only, but I'll add PO header and yeah, PO header in line, will mark it as a PO header ABC1, right? Yeah, please let me know if I'm making any mistake. Okay, and then here's a one, and I'll make it as a PO header. Here also like one, PO header. Instead of here, we'll say PO line, PO line. So this would be the reference, PO line, PO line. So we'll check this. Okay, so we are adding some of the goods. So inventory item, not sure whether it is defined or not. We need to look into that as well. So if it is not defined, it will throw an error. So this, item also should be assigned to a particular inventory organization. So those things needs to be as a prerequisite needed before loading the data. So that we will look into. Okay, and then we should have the amount and quantity, and this UOM is also, it should be defined. You can see here. Uh, so we'll look into that unit, unit of measure is defined or not. Each mostly, you can see here, there is a, these are the lookups, right? So they will be having initial, like EA would be the short form. So we'll check into those things. Okay, and rest not much needed, all are attributes only. So only these three things we need to check: the UM, and the quantity should not be zero or less than zero. It should always be the positive thing. That also one sort of a validation we need to look into. So what I'll do is, we'll go back to our here, and we'll select any particular item, and then we'll try to create based on that. Okay, so one, and I'll check whether this item is there or not. Okay, see, item is not there. Yeah, some item is there. Demo for expense item, fine. So we have a like expense item, as well as we should have the inventory item, right? So I'll just make 50 quantity, and price I'll make it as 100. Okay, and the location is important. I'll see what location is available. uh, Location is 100. Let me see, is there or not. Okay, it's not there. So we have this location available, right? Redwood City. Yeah, is there. So these all information is needed, and then we'll proceed. Sub inventory is not needed. I'll see first. And one more important thing which I have missed to inform you is this one. Uh, See, approval action. And so mostly we used to, whenever we are migrating the data, right? Like for an example, the purchase order is already approved, right? So we cannot create in an incomplete status. You can see here we have create this while creating a new purchase order, it is creating in an incomplete status, and then we are going to submit for the approval, right? But the purchase order which is already existing in the system in other legacy system, which could be already approved, right? So we need to have the approved purchase order we need to send it. So here you can see, here we can select the, as per your business, you can always select bypass, or if you wanted these purchase order to go through the approval hierarchy, you need to select the submit. Or if you don't want, it will create in a incomplete state if you select the none. So we'll always create in a bypass mode, whatever according to your business requirement. So mostly we go for the bypass when you wanted to upload the open purchase order. Okay, so we'll select that open purchase order bypass. So this is important. And one more thing, so this approval bypass you will find in, while you are uploading, while you are submitting ess job, that time also it will ask you for approval action. So if for an example, if you are not passing, as it is not a mandatory, right? So if you are not passing, right, then there also you can select the approval action as a bypass. So it will be only available when you have a proper role available, or a particular privilege available. So that privilege I may give you, add you, because recently we faced a similar issue related to this, and through the SR we came to know this particular functionality. So just wanted to add this particular thing to you. So yeah, we'll come back to here. We'll change our item as per availabilities item. So this is the item is available, and this is a goods only. Yeah. Okay. And then we'll have the amount. Okay, 1 second. What is this? Okay, one is in update mode, right? Oh no, both are in original. Okay. Amount is not a mandatory. We'll leave. So quantity, I'll change it. 15, 20. This EA will check over here. Yeah, see here, it is a EA over here, but here it is a uh, each. So make it as a EA. Okay. And then the price will load as a 50, here 75, here 100. 100. So rest of the things are not needed. We'll just save it. Yeah. So okay, so we need now this one, PO line. In line location, line location is important, right? Because of the scheduling and all these things, right? From which or inventory organization the data will be, item will be get shipped. So these information will be there in line location, in line location interface table. So I'll just make the change. So basically these information you will get it from the whatever the purchase order header information from the EBS. You don't need to do manual activities and all. As per your query, you just get all the PO line ID or PO header ID, those information you can pass it over here. So you don't need to, manually update as per the data which we are currently doing, right? And this is the line location. So I'll just say PO line LOC, PO line LOC. So in the report also you will see this data, like which particular record is failing and all, right? So based on that you can get it. So it is easy. So zip to location is this. So what we have selected for the zip to location is same thing we have selected, redwood. I'll just make the change, zip to location, and accordingly you have to fill the this one, any organization, SIP2 organization means the code for that. So we'll see what is the code for Redwood City, and that we have to put it. Okay, I'll just go here. See, code is this one. So this we need to put it there. So these are very important, else it will fail. Okay. The quantity I'm not making any change, right? So 12, 15, 20. 12, 15, 20. 15, 20. Need by date. Okay. Make the change. Make it 21. 1. Promised it. Same date I'll put it. And so in destination type code is inventory. I'm not sure, it should be expense also, but we have the expense only, right? So we'll make the expense. We have expense item, not the inventory item. The rest are fine, right? Yeah. And rest are attribute column. Just have the, yeah. Okay. Let's save. So now what we have to pass is this one, line location as a reference for distribution. So in distribution, we will be having all the accounting and the deliver to location. So that also we will be passing. Yeah, and here we'll just say PO distribution, DST, PO distribution. PO distribution, PO distribution. Okay. Yeah, so we'll check the yeah, one more important thing over here. If you are giving the requester here, the email ID should be there somewhere in C. Okay. So if you are giving the requester is nothing but your buyer. Okay. So if you are giving your buyer, you should have the email ID also. So here also, if we should have the buyer, Where is the buyer? Buyer should be here somewhere. No. So you need to be little careful. You need to provide the buyer email ID also. Yeah, here is the buyer. So you need to provide the email ID also. So we'll check the email ID. So the buyer email ID. So that's a combination. It will check whether is the right or not, or else it will give the issue that it is invalid in HCM. Okay, so that's what you need to be little careful. So I'll just check. We have this one, right? So I'll go for the search. Yeah, we have this one, right? Email ID. Yeah, see, so this email ID I'm going to drop there. So these are the issue, you will get it. So, yeah, see. Yeah, in distribution there is a few more things like charge account. So this charge account we need to take the help of the business so that they can provide you all 11 segment data. So as per the business, we can take the help of our functional also what charge account needs to be added to this purchase order. Okay, so that we need to update. Okay, so what I'll do is let's go back to our application. We have already created the item. We'll go to the schedule. Schedule is nothing but your item location is already get created, and you can see here already Red Road City is there. And then we'll go ahead with the distribution. Yeah, distribution is already created. Charge account is also available, so I'm not going to use this charge account. Okay, better to select no. It may get fail also if there is no charge account. 1 second. So what I'll do is, so 101 is at segment 1 2 3 4 5 6. It's already defined, right? So let's select the charge account. So 101 10. Yeah, so 101 we have 10. Then we have account, then 30. Mostly it is a 11 segment charge account. As per the fusion standard, it is a like 11 segment number. So again, it depends upon the business, or our functional can provide the right data. Yeah, add it. So because this is already defined, so I'm just using the same thing, but we have the purchase order number is this one that we will be looking into, like EBS 1010, EBS 1011, right? And our batch ID is 20, 12, 26. So we are ready with the, we have ready with the file. So let's execute. So I'm just generating the file. So it will generate all tab CSV file and then it will zip it. Right. So we'll go back to instance. So what I'll do is I'll create one more tab to load the data as we were doing yesterday. Yeah, so we'll go back here. Yeah, we'll go to scheduled process. First, we'll go to file import and export, but we can avoid this is required to load your file into the UCM. But this step can be avoided. We can directly load the data as a new file right here at the scheduled process. But if you wanted, we can execute that process also. So whichever we feel comfortable, we can move. So we can go for the again load interface. So we need to load the data into the interface table. So load interface file for import. Yeah, here we'll select our process as a purchase order. So we have three different entity, right? One is purchase order, one is a BPA, and other is a CPA. So we need to select the purchase order, import purchase order. Accordingly, we'll select as per the process we are delivering. So yeah, we have, you can see here. So this is import process. Import order is a purchasing, import contract agreement, import blanket agreement. So only three entities are there. So we will be currently migrating purchase order. So we'll select this one. And then either you can upload directly from the UCM. So these files are available at the UCM, or you can upload a new file. So we have created here one zip file, right? So this is the zip file is available. Yeah, we will submit 913. Yeah, it's loaded. So directly we'll go to the purchase order screen, edit document, right? Uh, or you can, like submit the SS job right from the, monitor process, or you can import the order right from here also. So whichever feel little comfortable, submitting the program from here. So you can submit a new process. Here we have selected this procurement, right? We have only this procurement, and I hope we have selected the given the same procurement also. So let's check it out. Yeah, US one business unit, right? We have, yeah, okay. So see here, approval action is required. So we'll select submit, do not approve. Okay, see, that privilege is missing. Can you see that? That privilege is missing. That is why bypass is not coming. So I'll tell you what is that privilege is required. So we need to give that privilege specifically to enable that bypass over here. Okay, so for an example, we have already selected the bypass in our purchase order FBDI sheet, right? So as the privilege is not available, it will go in either in either in incomplete status or submit for approval. It will not go for open status. Okay, so that privilege is not assigned to so that privilege should be assigned to one of the custom role. Okay, so I'll just say it that role or privilege is required, that in future if you face similar sort of a issue which is not available, you can directly ask your DBA to add that privilege to any of the custom role. Ask him to create any custom role and assign that privilege to that custom role, and that custom role should be assigned to you, your user. So then it will be available over here. So for an example, I'll just go for the submit for approval. Okay, and then we'll go for the our batch ID. So I was predicting the same. Yeah, let's submit. So whether it is a error or whether it is a load or not, didn't load, it will go always in succeed mode. So we need to be little careful. Will not understand that if it is a succeeded, it means it has loaded all, but we'll always rely on the report, because the report will only tell us whether it is a 100% success or not. So yeah. Yeah, now the report is there. So will the report only will tell whether our purchase orders has been successfully loaded or not. Yeah, you can see here one PDF and one text file will tell you which order has been loaded. Yeah, so you can see here no orders were processed. All right, and there is a problem, right? See the privilege. PO bypass privilege don't have the permission to create approved purchasing. So this privilege is not there. So what I will do is uh, we ask them to create a bypass approval privilege, right? Which is not there. So it is not able to create. Okay, so what we'll do is we'll go ahead with the incomplete or submit for approval, something like that. We'll make it as a submit. Okay. Okay, before that we'll see the PDF also. Okay, so here we can see what are the order has been loaded. Okay, and in the PDF you can see the error. Okay, so we'll see the PDF also, the report. So mostly it is very helpful, understanding the cause of the error. So yeah, it is the same, like you don't have the permission to create approved purchase order document, right? So, or here also we can see like which order has been loaded or not. So I'll just remove it. We have to load it again. But good that only one issue has come because we have mapped as per the data available in the Fusion. Else we'll receive many errors related to many of the activities whichever we have changed. So save it. So here I'll just change this, order. So I'll say 01. Yeah, 01. So we have ABS 100, ABS 101. So this time let's generate. I'll make it this time version 1 underscore v1. So it will create 4 CSV file and then finally it will zip it, right? So we'll go back now here. monitor will load the data. Yeah, sorry. We'll select the right one. So import order, and we'll load the data right from the as a new file. But definitely when you are loading like a bulk in purchase order, there are many issues we are going to face, whether it is related to ship to bill to, or whether it is related to supplier, whether the site is created properly or not, whether the site is created with proper ordering remit to, those sort of issues will very like mostly we used to frequently used to get those sort of error if the suppliers are not created properly, or without any proper privilege, then those issues will come very naturally. So, but you can find the error report and you have to understand those errors, and then you have to correct the data accordingly in the Fusion setups, and then you have to reload. Okay, so it seems like it's loaded. So we'll go back to our import process. We'll submit one more time. Yeah, so this time we'll go for the submit for approval or a batch ID. This time we'll give the, what is the batch ID?
I think you don't have privileges to approve, right? So do not approve, something like that should be the parameter. Just check, please. Previous error message.
Yeah, we like you can see here submit for approval means I'm like here there should be one more bypass approval. So when we will give the
Okay, yeah, got it.
bypass
Yeah.
approval, then it will because my purchase order which we are migrating from the EBS or a third party, which is already approved, right? So not go into the approval hierarchy. So that's the reason it should be in open and should loaded in a open status or in approved status. That is the reason it is not available. So it will available with the adding the right privilege. That privilege I will say at the name I have in my other system. I don't remember. Yeah, so where it is. So you have seen, right? Even though it is a succeed, but inside that the record has not been loaded. So we may get confused sometimes. Okay, that data might be loaded, but until unless we'll get verified, we cannot say whether it is loaded successfully or not. Okay, let's see this time. If there is a no error, the PDF will not come. Or if the PDF is coming, then there is some, could be some error. Okay. Okay. Now another error. Okay, see. Uh, telling like the SIP to organization isn't valid. Okay. So it's very common. Error, these are the error definitely will come. So they are telling the SIP to organization is not valid. Okay. to organization is not valid. So what we'll do is we'll see how we can read the error through the PDF. So you can see here, so this is the interface header ID, line location. So it is because the distribution level, it is not failed, it failed at the line location level, right? So this is my line location level, and in this line location it is telling like the SIP2 organization isn't valid. So which value? So this value which we have provided is not valid. So we'll check that one. We'll look into our previous example, and we'll get the data right from there. Hmm. Here, okay. We have this order available here. So if it is created with the same supplier and all, at the line location, we'll check what is the SIP2 organization, and we'll add that value. Yeah. So they are telling this is not correct, invalid. Let's see. Can you give me a 1 minute of time? I'll just come back. I'll just pause the recording for a minute and I'll come back. Yeah, so we have given all the 3 zeros in the organization as per this organization. And then we'll check at the distribution level. We have only Red Hood city that I have already provided in the distribution level. Okay, deliver to location I have not given, so just put it. Done, right? I'll go back here. I'll make the change. I'll make it as a 2 this time. Yeah, save. So you can understand there are only 2 records we are executing 2 times, but if there are many records, definitely the challenges will get increased. Okay, so data migration is like earlier in EBS we used to have used to write a code and all, PLSQL package and all, but here the validation is itself taking a lot of time. So this time I'll make it as a B2. Am I audible, right? Hello?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so we'll go back here. Yeah, we'll go back here. Monitor, load, schedule, no process. Not sure what happened to this instance. All of a sudden it becomes slow. It was little fast only, or not sure if it went for maintenance for today or something like that. We don't need much time also. Okay, come on guys. Come on, come on, come on. It is starting. Come on. Come on, yaar. Oh, okay. Just a second. Okay, I'm not sure. I think it went for maintenance, it seems. Okay, let's see quickly. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay, beautiful. Something is working now. Don't make noise, okay?
पापा इसे छेकी और डुगो थर्ड इस स्टैंडर्ड का था इस स्टैंडर्ड का था और मैं इस स्टैंडर्ड की थी तब मैं डुगो ने बोला सौतेली मम्मी हाँ मेरे माइंड में है हाँ
मैं बात करता हूँ तुमसे, ठीक है?
नहीं तूने कहा
Okay, we'll select the file.
I got it.
You got it now. Is it for you also taking much time, Sayed?
Yes, it took time to get in also.
Okay, will be a few more minutes. I think it's working, but only it is taking a little time. Yeah, okay. Not sure for loading, that much KB. How much time will it take? Let's see. जाके ओलंपियाड का बुक लेके आओ।
पापा ने अभी खेले चलो
So 5 minutes job, it takes around more than 20 minutes. It's 986, right? It's loaded. Like it's submitted with 986. So then, okay, do you want to continue? Okay, if you leave this page, then this will be lost. You want to go no. Yeah, 986, right? Yeah, see, it's completed. So back in the process is little fast, it seems. Yeah, 986 is succeeded. Okay, so we'll just load the data for final. Okay, we'll come to the import process, import order. Yeah, we'll just load it, submit. So the process name is import order. The same thing we'll try to submit right from the scheduled process. Yeah, we'll go back here. Scheduled process. Okay, it opened. So what we'll do is we'll give right here import orders. So it's a import orders. Okay, we'll select the import order. You can see here, and so this instance is behaving little, you know, in a different way. Beautiful. So we'll submit that one. And it is little slow also. But what is our, what is our, okay, 02, right? So just remember. And this is for submit, right? So we'll give here approval action, submit for approval, and batch ID is this one. Let's submit. Okay, 999. Yeah, it's already, I think, completed. By the time it must have been completed. Yeah, you can see here has succeeded, right? So we'll see the data first. So is there any issue or not? And we can check the order also. Come on, yeah. Okay. So get stuck, it seems. So we can verify from here also. So we'll get verified the order which got created, or what is the status for that. So our order is like EBS 10 underscore 1010 and EBS underscore 1011.
पापा सुबह में ही चांद दिखने लगा सबका फोन से मुझे रिकॉर्ड करना है फिर आपको दिखाना है
Yeah, you can see here, there is no, PDF file, right? It means it got created. So PDF file mostly get created when there is any error. So you can see here, purchase order imported successfully and status is success. So this means the purchase order got created. So what we'll do is we'll go directly to the home page from here only, because this is working fine, and then we will look into our order from the application, right? So we'll go to the procurement, we'll go to the purchase order. Yeah, we'll go to this manage purchase order task, manage order. We'll verify our orders. So you can see here we have the same buyers. We'll put the order 1010 EBS 10. Don't disturb. यहीं पे था, देखो कहाँ गया. Yeah, you can see here it is created and it is pending for approval, right? And yeah, we'll open it. Yeah, you can see here pending for approval. It is created for today's date, right? And yeah, it is the same item which is created in EA. The details you can see from here. We'll go to the schedules, and yeah, you can see here distribution also. We have not selected any prompt and all, right? So it's not there. Now, fine. Quickly, we'll check this one also. The other, EBS 1011, right? So we'll say here 1011. Now we'll check. Yeah, you can see. Okay, this went into enter mode. Why it is in enter mode? Let's see. Okay. Okay, we have passed, but why it is in enter mode? Another got created in incomplete mode. Fine. It's not my subject of, why it is incomplete and why it is not submitted, because we need to load into a bypass mode, right? So the details are with the two items. So accordingly, should have the scheduled for, okay, schedule is for 3 line, and the distribution is of also 3 lines. Yeah. So hope you understand the process of loading the purchase order migration in application, and what are the things we need to, give a little care about. Those things we need to get error, and how where to check the error files, and those are the status and all, right? And how do we get the incomplete status? How do we load the data in a open status? So I'm going to say the privilege name, and that privilege needs to be added into one of the custom role. And if that privilege is added into custom role and custom role into the user, then and only we can load with the approved status purchase order, right? So any queries or clarification on this, or is it fine?